So do you have to do rock, paper, scissors to get your center job back from Dieterich? He looks like he's making himself pretty comfortable there.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's doing really good. I think that he's improved, especially for how short of time he's been playing center. I know he's a tackle at heart though, but he's been doing a great job, and whatever depth he can provide to the room, and I've seen all 5 positions now, so he's very impressive.
And you're one of the few guys still left from that 23 team. Do you see any of those championship habits from that year carrying over into this year's squad?
Yeah, I think you just see it in our practice habits. It's the most physical and competitive camp's been, I think, since that year. That's what's really popped off. We had a very similar feeling in camp in 2023 that we do now, and just like that culture that you build has come. So I'm super excited to see what that turns out to be.
Do you have a timeline for when you're able to return and do full contact?
I have a rough timeline, but I don't really want to put it out there. The scaphoid is kind of one of those things that it starts to heal, but it kind of, each person is a little different. So I have an idea of where I want to be and what I'm hoping for, but I'm just going to really take it day by day.
What does a practice day look like for you right now? Like, what are you able to do? What do you do during team periods, all that sort of stuff?
I'm full flex, full indie. I'm full go for any walkthrough. Recently been letting Colt get the reps just because he's in there with the team, so I'll sneak in when I can here and there, and then for team periods I come with LA, one of our strength coaches. We work down here. We get on the 1080, different sets, play drive progressions, making sure my legs are staying kept up, and then any type of striking, working back into that. So just making sure my legs stay under me and they're ready for when I can get back out there.
How have you seen Colt handle the calling out the protections and those parts of the job that maybe he hasn't had to do before now that he's playing center?
Yeah, that's probably been the biggest leap for him. He's an athletic kid, so physically, he fits right in. But the mental side's been, I don't want to say tough, but that's been the biggest jump for him, I think. He's doing a really good job handling it. He comes to me with any questions. Obviously, Switz and Coach Brewster as well have done a great job helping him. But me and him are always working together and getting it dialed up.
Offensive line depth was something that was tested for you guys last year. This offseason, with so many guys testing out new positions and doing well in those, how do you feel about the depth you guys have on the line going into this season?
Yeah, it's a great addition. You rarely see a full year go by where the full offensive line stays healthy. So any depth that you could have behind there that you could be really confident in is a huge piece.
Well, your return is uncertain. Will you be ready for the opening?
Yeah, that's what I'm working towards. I don't want to give a clear yes or no, but that's my goal for sure.
What have you learned about Cody since he's gotten here?
Cody, he's just a hard worker. Yeah, especially for a true freshman. He came in. Usually guys are a little nervous or timid to get going, and Cody hasn't been like that at all. He came in, started to get to work. He's super physically talented, but also in the playbook, mentally, he's done a ton. So he's just grinded away at that, and it's been very impressive.
You talked a little bit about the frustration on not being able to be out there, and I'm sure when they get on each other and maybe get on each other a little bit. How hard is that to be not involved in the skirmishes and just sitting on the sidelines?
Yeah, it's super hard. Obviously, that's what you come here to play football for, is to actually play football. And, to make it very clear, if there's one thing that's been on my mind day after day, it's how fast I could get back and be out there with the guys. So it's frustrating, but you truly have to take it day by day, and, good things will come from it. So
You played as a freshman, and there will be a lot of freshmen on this team who will see a lot of playing time. Who do you feel like you talk to the most, maybe outside of Cody, whether that's on the field stuff or even just off the field, any mental hurdles they might be going
through? My man Audion, he's been grinding his butt off, man. I love Audion. He's been doing great, but he's come in. He's just one of the guys that he's just put his head down recently and got to work, and I love that about Audion. Hasn't complained about anything. He's just come in, joined fit right in with the guys, and got to work. So. I love that kid. He's awesome.
How big of a difference does it make to have the continuity along the offensive line, being able to build off what you guys did last year versus coming in with, for the new teammates along that line?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, it's kind of a cliche, but 5 is 1, on the offensive line is a huge thing. And when you have guys that have played together for multiple years coming back together and go back out there on the field, it's a huge part, just making sure that communication is dialed in and having multiple years of experience with different guys is a big advantage.
How would you assess last year went overall for the line, and then coming into this year, what's one specific piece of improvement that you guys are trying to take to build off of last year?
I think last year we made a huge jump. From 24 to 25, I think we made big improvements. I think just the way that we want to run off the ball and attack this scheme, we really made a jump that way. We understood the offense, and going from last year to this year, we just got to continue to ramp that up. Nothing's ever good enough. There's always more. We've said it multiple times now, but we want to win that Joe Moore Award. We want to be in contention for that. So whatever we can do to keep going. Obviously, there's always going to be a physicality piece that we need to always continue to improve on. You can never be physical enough at the offensive line position. And then, we really want to be masters of the playbook. We want to be as dialed and one of the smartest offensive line rooms in the country with knowing what everybody's got going on, not only just a center, knowing everybody's positions, but knowing everybody on the field. So
You're one of just 9 guys left from the 2023 team. I think half of them are starters. You guys kind of have a special bond because you're the survivors or the remaining remnants, I guess?
Yeah, in a way, here or there. I just think those are the guys that you've been around the most, you know what I mean? So it has a special bond, but as guys come in, you grow those bonds as well. I would say there's not really like a special clique, but those are guys that you've been around the longest in college. So I would say there's something there to it.